What's up, everybody? Today I think we're going to work on trying to get the interior on this thing done. So obviously door panels are off, carpet's out, headliners out, all that jazz. And over here, like I showed in another video, we got the triangle door seals, the rubber door seals, window seals, trunk seal, new carpet all around, all that good stuff. So I'm going to work on getting that in and hopefully try to make a halfway decent video of it. There's not too many videos that really do a good job, in my opinion, that showing how this is all done. So we'll give it a shot and see what happens, I guess. Alrighty. So I'm going to start with this triangle seal here, which these kind of just, I can't really grab. So on this bracket here, there's this channel that it sits in, which this will slip into, and you want this flap sitting on the outside to kind of sit over the window. So we're going to apply a little bit of weather stripping sealant, whatever you want to call it, in there. And then slide it on, and that's pretty much all you do for this guy. Alrighty, so this triangle seal was a mega pain. It's very tight fitting, which I mean isn't a bad thing, but it is a major pain in the butt to push in. I just went and kind of gooped some extra sealant on there just to make sure there's no trouble with that. But yeah, so that's just about done, I think. Now I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Alrighty, so now that we got the triangle seal done, we're gonna do these window sweeps. So this one goes on the outside here and kind of sits somewhat like that. And you can tell pretty quickly how shot this one was. There's just nothing left on it. Whereas this one has all that nice new felt. So with this, you kind of have to move the window back. It screws right into these holes here. So I'm gonna get on with that. Alrighty, so we got those window sweeps in. They are looking way better than what was in here. You can see these ones that were in there, like there's just no lip to them at all, no felt left on them, nothing. I will say with these new seals, the holes that they had drilled, you can't really see them. But not all of the holes lined up perfectly, so you might have to take a drill bit. I think I used like a 7/64 or something like that, and either make your own holes, or some of them were so close that you could kind of just angle it a little bit and get the screw in there. But we've got those in, so now I think I'm going to focus on the seal that goes here, which is this guy, and it kind of just pushes in. There's a lip in there, and then there's this lip on the outside, so you kind of just push the inside in first and then kind of pry in the outside one. And from the factory, they used a crap ton of sealant in here, which you really don't need. I mean, these lips in here are going to be doing most of the work. The weather strip sealant kind of just helps to give it that extra structure. So we're going to work on that now. Alrighty, well, we just got done with this seal for the most part. You can see we got all the lip kind of pushed in on both sides. What I had to do was kind of push the inner part in first into that inner lip, and then I took like a flathead screwdriver and kind of pushed this outside lip part in. But yeah, it looks pretty good, I'd say. This looks a little odd up here, but I'm pretty sure that's normal. I did have a really difficult time. I don't know how well you can see, but in there's a little button that goes into a hole. And it is a pain to push into there. But I just end up using some of these pliers and kind of working it in. But yeah, so I'm gonna do the other side quick, and then I will be back on this side to probably do this inner window sweep, which is gonna be a bit of a fun time, I guess. But I will be back in just a sec. Alrighty, so for the inner window sweep, there's little plastic rivets where our original one sits. Obviously there's not much of a way to plastic rivet these in here the same way GM did, so I've just got some of these number 6, I think, number 8. Some of these number 8 stainless steel screws. I'm just drilling out each of these holes and then throwing these in with some washers. So Alrighty, so we got this seal all put in here. I did notice that these are marked incorrectly. Like this one says left hand side, so the right hand side marked one's gonna have to go on the other side. But you pretty much just line up the screws, then push in those little white pop tabs or whatever they are. And then I had to use like some needle nose pliers to help push them in because my fingers couldn't quite get it. But that is seated all the way around with some weather strip sealant to kind of help hold it in place. And then, yeah, I'm gonna move on to the other side and then put on those door panels. Alrighty, so we got the car kind of somewhat put back together. We got the door panels on. If you're ever looking to do these door seals, these ones are from Fairchild, and I definitely don't recommend doing them or using these ones. You can see, come on, kind of how much it overhangs there, and I already cut a bunch off, and then there's a bunch of extra over here as well where it like really just doesn't want to let the door shut, so I'm gonna have to trim a lot of that off, which is a bit of a bummer. It sounds like from the research I've done, if you want a good fitting door seal, you kind of just have to get like some OEM ones, but I'll just make these work for now. And as you saw, I'm working on getting the carpet in. This is kind of how the old one looks. The exhaust got a little hot over there, so that's why there's holes in there. And then obviously that for the center console. And then there's just some missing cloth and whatnot. So I ordered some new stuff off of Rock Auto. It was like $300 for the plain Jane stuff, not the mass backing, for the front and rear. And then I'm not a huge fan of this color here, but it'll work. This isn't gonna be a show car or anything, so we'll just make do. It does take some trimming. As you can see, it kind of fits over the edge here, and then you have to cut out the center hole a little bit. So I'm working on that, and I will throw up a quick time lapse while I work on that. Alrighty, so it's another day. We got the carpet pretty much all installed. It was a pretty big pain, but we got her done. I've had these jugs and whatnot sitting here for a couple of days now to hopefully help kind of stretch this stuff out and get it to somewhat form. I'll have to work something out with that little hump there. And also just with it driving around and being in the sun and whatnot, it's going to take some time to finally get it all worked in, but it's just about all set. I just got to put some of the interior stuff back in and maybe do a little bit of trimming, but it looks pretty decent. I'm not enthused with the material. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look as good as I was hoping. But I think I paid like a little under $300 for the front and rear, so that's really not too bad considering what carpets go for. But yeah, so I'm gonna work on getting the interior back in this thing, and then that will hopefully all be done, and I'll be able to move on to the fuel tank over there. I've got this whole Racetronics kit to get set up for the car, to switch that over to fuel injection and be able to handle a 340 pump, but that will be a different video. So for now, I think we are just about done with this video. So I'm gonna close it out and I will see you guys next time.